close the citizens' comment period. Turn to approval of minutes of June 21st, 2011.
So moved.
Second. So motion is made and seconded. Under discussion, Alderman Wilhelm and on Alderman Olson.
I would like to request that I be excused, since I called in Council President Taylor because the licensing committee had already started, and I wasn't able to make that, and I asked him to pass that on.
Alderman Olson.
Mr. Mayor, I'm the second longest serving alderman on this board by weeks. And frankly, I had an opportunity to call in last week when I was on my way to vacation to say, Mother, may I. But I'm a reasonably old, relatively mature individual. I rarely ask for permission to do anything. So I thought, the tenor of this council's been slipping for about 2 years now, 3 years, 4. And I just wanted to see what would happen if I didn't call in. What's going to happen? The reality is my voters will know that I wasn't there. Call it anything you want, Steve wasn't there. So I didn't call in. And as you know, I've been doing this a long time. I have yet to see an agenda minutes where someone was not excused, especially on this county council. Never have I seen someone absent. So that bore out. First time in the history that I can recall, 2 people are absent. Just wanted to see where this council's going, where their minds are. So then I'm reading down the agenda item again, and I get to G11. I've been reading the minutes and approve. No, it's not unusual. It's no big deal. I get to G11, and everyone in this room knows that I am adamantly opposed to G11. And yes, technically it's true that vote of 4-1, 4-0, was unanimous for that body. But in the way this council's been going over the past several years, the affirmative vote wasn't good enough. Just was not good enough. We got to record it as unanimous so that sometime later on, somebody can point a finger and say, that Alderman Olson, see, he's opposed, but he voted for it, whether they read it or not. Leave it that way, I don't care. I just wanted to point out that this common council needs to start thinking about how they're acting.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. It's been seconded.
Mr. Mayor, there was a request by Alderman Wilhelm that was ignored in typical fashion.
Alderman Taylor.
Well, I've not sat up here as long as Alderman Olson, but I would say that when both of my time here for 3 years plus and in 4 years in serving in our community, which is still service, when I went out of town or I was not able to make it, I either called the mayor of the city or I called the common council president. Alderman Wilhelm did call me. Alderman Solomon was in that meeting with the licensing committee. So yes, she should be excused. Alderman Olson, you did not call me. You did not call the mayor. And so, yes, you are absent. You didn't call the clerk even. So I don't know, what kind of game you're playing. I mean, I don't think, at least in G11, the mayor was doing anything unanimous of the body of 4. Because if you look at the minutes, which I read the minutes, you were not here, and Alderman Wilhelm wasn't here, so it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that the vote was 4-0, unanimous. So, Alderman Wilhelm should be excused. She did call me, and I did mention that to the clerk, and so that I would hope that we would change that. But common courtesy, just so we know we have a quorum. If I would decide, it was a nice day, I don't feel like coming, there should be 5 other people there. Didn't happen, then we can't run the government, and then we don't show up. So that's how I look at it.
Very simply, I'm the chairman of the Common Council. If you want to be excused from a meeting, just call me. Every time you've called me in the past, you've been excused. I've been the mayor for going on, 6 years plus 7. Had you called me, you would have been excused. It's that simple. Alderman Wilhelm.
Well, given the fact that I wasn't feeling well, and the meeting that I was truly missing first was the licensing committee, and the fact that I council president and another alderman was there, I didn't think I needed to make 2 phone calls, especially when I asked the council president to let the clerk know, so she would, and she did state it on record because I listened to the tape afterward. I wouldn't think that this would be such a big argument to get myself excused on the minutes. We could go on for another hour arguing the fact that I did call in, and frequently when I call you, Mayor, you don't pick up my calls, and since the meeting I needed to call to was the license, because that was the meeting that I was originally missing, and I reached someone with 2 aldermen present and a third person who sits up here who could let you know, I would think that that would be adequate.
Well, I suppose if we're going to mince words, fine. I mean, if I was to go back and look at every call that I've received from you aldermen in comparison to the number of calls I've received from other aldermen, it's probably at least 5 to 1 that I've taken your calls. 2, this is parliamentary procedure, and in the past, I believe I asked the city attorney for an opinion regarding when people need to be excused from meetings, who do they call? That's the chairman. It's not just the chairman of the common council, it's the chairman in every city and village, and just common courtesy. If you would have told the city clerk, or if Alderman Olson had told the city clerk, and the city clerk had called me and asked that you be excused, you probably would have been.
Well,
It's common courtesy.
I'm on my deathbed, I'll make 3 phone calls just to make sure you get a call. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. When you know
Well, it is
someone's sick.
ridiculous, Alderman. It's absolutely ridiculous. All you have to do is call the mayor. That's all you have to do.
The meeting that I was absent from was the licensing meeting, and I made that contact and made that call. Is there a written policy that I didn't do something right because I thought I was calling and reaching someone who's a member of this body who could pass that on? I didn't know it had to be only one person. I didn't know that the council president couldn't relay information to the mayor. I mean, where does it say something that you only are allowed to talk to this one person? In the past, I've called the clerk. And that hasn't been a problem. I've been at meetings where you've shared that people didn't call you, that presentations got canceled, who they don't get called absent. Is this what, I mean, is this some kind of thing that you're just going to stick to that hard, that you have to have me be absent for some reason? I mean,
I'm not the one that was absent. You were.
Well, I'm sorry I was sick.
Well, how would
Excuse me.
I know that, Alderman?
I don't know. I just explained it to you 6 times.
All right, you have a motion on the floor. It's been seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed?
No.
Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Alderman Olson?
No.
Alderman Sauer? Aye. Alderman Wilhelm?
No.
Alderman Taylor?
Aye.
Alderman Schmidt?
Aye.
Alderman Skronski?
Aye.
4 ayes, 2 noes. Ayes have it. Motion carries.
Hope that feels good, Mayor.